The Basilica. Basilica of St. Paul. Una lang yung nabili. Good morning. It's May 28th Wednesday, and we are here in Kavala, Greece, north of Greece, northern Macedonia, and the old name of Kavala is Neapolis. This is where St. Paul came to visit and preach. I think this is his first stop in Greece. I don't know according to what I've read, but we have to read more about it. And then we are on a tour, shore excursion to visit the ruins of where St. Paul was imprisoned here in Greece. The town of Philippi, where St. Paul preached. Remember that letter that St. Paul made, letter according to the Philippians. Diba? So it says ancient Philippi. So I guess I don't know what's the name now of the town, but it was Philippi. They said here there's minimal vehicle that's moving around, so there's no traffic pa? Could be. I see it. Yeah, I see that. I don't know. And there's lots of us on this tour. My second reason why I joined this cruise, because first one was the house of Virgin Mary, and then we went to Athens, where St. Paul preached as well in Acropolis, and here in Kavala, where he preached and he was prisoned. Was that only one prison or second prison? Si St. Paul, na-prison siya namatay mo siya sa Rome. Right? So he was prisoned there too. And then the third reason is we're gonna go to Thessaloniki tomorrow, and then we're gonna visit St. Paul's Church, where St. Paul preached and he made a letter to the Thessalonians. Thessalonians. We're going to Thessaloniki tomorrow. That's really all the reasons why I joined this Mediterranean cruise here in Greece and the Ephesus in Turkey. See you. Now approaching the port of Kavala. You wanna see Roberto? Here. Hello. Ambot salamat sila sa tana ko St. Paul played sa Kabaw. Tana ko St. Paul played sa Kabaw. Approaching. Yes. But I don't like the first. Approaching. I love the picture. And this is Kavala. St. Paul visited so many places in Greece before he was he went to he went to Rome to be executed. What do you call that? It's not murder. It's killed. No, napatay siya dito. Yeah, before he was killed.
This is very small.
They are killed because of their belief.
So they're martyrs. Huh? Belief ibaligya. Bailo. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he was killed in Rome, but after this Mediterranean, I want to continue my journey to follow the footsteps of Saint Paul in Rome, but that will be in the next time. So we are about to dock, and we're taking the shore excursion Celebrity Infinity Cruise tour to take us to Philippi, ancient Philippi. I will see you later. So tender boat going in and out of the ship. We're heading now.
My name is Julian, I'm your guide. And, the bus driver is Yorgos, which is George
Oh, George.
in English. St. George. And as you know, we are now in Kavala. I came from Thessaloniki, that's why I tell you about Kavala. Have you been in Thessaloniki? No, or not yet?
Tomorrow.
Okay. I like Kavala very much because let's say it's the miniature of Thessaloniki. Kavala has about 80,000 people. It's the second biggest in Macedonia because, as you know, we are now in Macedonia.
We are now in Macedonia.
The second biggest after Thessaloniki, and the second biggest port after Thessaloniki as well in Macedonia. Thessaloniki has 1.2 million inhabitants, like an amphitheater built by Kavala. Port as well.
Yeah, there's not much cars running.
And University City Thessaloniki, the biggest in Greece. In Kavala there is also a small university. And both cities, the history starts 2,300 years ago for Thessaloniki, a little bit earlier for Kavala, yes, whose name was in the antiquity, in the 4th century BC, Neapolis. Nea, new, Polis, the city.
Neapolis, huh?
In Greek. And it was a city which was built by the people of Thasos. Thasos is the island you see on the left side.
It's the island on the left side, huh?
And they came here on the other side of the shore, of the coast. And they built it for a port, just a small port when Neapolis was built, because the significant city was Philippi or Philippi. Philippi are about 20 kilometers far from here. And why were Philippi so significant? Because of the
Saint
gold
Paul.
and silver mines.
Oh, silver mines in Philippi.
And that's why when Philippi were built, the original name was Crinides, which means a place with much water, and indeed we're going to see that there is a river and so on. But 10 years later, I'm talking about about the middle of the 4th century BC.
Naku, naailang.
Yeah, okay. I was saying that when Philippi were built in the middle of the 4th century BC,
Hindi siya kadungog.
the name was Crinides. Yes.
Oh my God, how do I read that?
Crini is the fountain.
Oh, how no.
Yeah, Crinides. That's why
Up my
I told you. It's
keel.
a place with much water.
Pharmacy.
But very quickly, the father of Alexander the Great, King Philip II, occupied Philippi and turned the name from Crinides to his own name, Philippi, or Philippi, as you say. We say in Greek Philippi. Okay.
Philippi eh.
And very significant city, Macedonia had
Macedonia.
and still has gold mines.
Silver mine.
That's why if you go to Thessaloniki and you have time, visit the archaeological museum, the most, for me, the most interesting exhibition is the gold of Macedonia.
Macedonia.
Because of the gold mines Macedonia had and still has. Pangeon, you are going to see the mountain. Yes. Next to Philippi. Chalkidiki. Do you know what is Chalkidiki?
No.
It's a peninsula south of Thessaloniki with the three, how do you call it? With three fingers, we say in Greek. Yes, 3 peninsulas. And still in Chalkidiki, in the east part of Chalkidiki, there are gold mines. A Canadian company has overtaken them now. And Thasos, the island opposite Kavala, had also gold mines. Yes. And several places in Macedonia. So, about the colonies I was telling you, the Greeks built.
Romans.
Imagine that from the mainland and from the islands of the Aegean,
St. Paul's Beach.
they went to the other side, to the east, and they colonized Asia Minor, in the Bible, Asia Minor.
Asia
Now
Minor, where Ephesus
it's the
is.
coast of Turkey, yes.
Yeah.
And
Asia Minor, Ephesus.
famous cities, yes, were built 3,000 years ago, 2,800 years ago, like Troy, for example. Yes.
Troy?
Like Ephesus,
Troy.
where I suppose that you're going to visit Ephesus. Like Pergamos, if you have been in Berlin, the Pergamon Museum, and so on. So colonization first of the coast of Asia Minor, and then they extended, imagine, to the north, and they colonized the whole Black Sea. From that period we have cities like Odessa, because it was dedicated to Odysseus.
Fishing, tourism.
Like Heraclea, dedicated to Hercules, to the hero, because the ancient Greeks prefer to name the cities after the gods or after the heroes.
Yeah.
Apollonia as well, to Apollo, as you understand. And then they turned to the west. Why did they colonize first the east and then the west? Because in the east was the wealth. Yes. But the west is perhaps more familiar to you, as we have cities, for example, like Napoli in Italy, that's why the same name. Like in Sicily, almost every city has a Greek name. Syracuse. Syracuse. You say, Syracuse. Tell me. Yes, which is the most important, but Messini, Catania, Akragas, today Agrigento for the Italians. Taormina, which is fantastic. I don't know if you have been in Taormina. Taormenion is the ancient Greek name. And Magna Grecia,
Yeah.
called the Italians, the Great Greece,
Cemento po nila.
South Italy and Sicily. And then they went farther to the west and they colonized the south coast of France. The people in Marseille are very proud that their origin is Greek. And if you remember last summer how the Olympic Games started in Paris, you remember the flame, the Olympic flame, was carried from Piraeus, from Greece, with a boat to Marseille. Yes, it was a very impressive boat. And finally, we have excavated about 15 years ago that there was a city, Greek city, next to Barcelona. Yes. Emborion, commerce, it means the name. And by this is Thasos on your left. And by this we can understand that the Greeks were and still are, and I hope they will be, captains, sailors, yes, and the people they had to do with the commerce. That's why for me the most representative Hessian hero is not Hercules, it's not Achilles, it's Odysseus. Yes. If you read what he did in 10 years, symbolic, he traveled all over the Mediterranean. But he turned back to his Ithaca, the island of Odysseus, and to his Penelope. So imagine that Apostle Paul and the two apostles with him, Timothy and Silas, started. The fascinating in this excursion is that we do it exactly the same way that they did. Exactly the same. Yes, they came by foot, of course, up to here to the hill. You're going to see soon the hill on your left. They rested for a while.
Oh, bitaw na nagsakyan gamay ra kaadto.
And exactly where they rested, it's on your left. We built a monastery dedicated to Saint Silas, because I repeat, the apostles Silas and Timothy, he was not alone. Here is the monastery. You are going to see at the entrance two flags, the Greek you know, blue and white, and the yellow, which is the Byzantine flag, the flag of the Patriarch, yes, in Istanbul. Constantinopolis we call Istanbul, the Greeks, because after the tradition, the seat of the Patriarch for the Greek Orthodox Church remained Constantinopolis. Yes. In Athens we have the Archbishop. Okay. And in every city in Greece, the bishops.
The Basilica. Basilica of St. Paul. Una lang yung nabili. Huh? Is the only thing left. Hindi man siya mag-istorya. Itong isa ba? Papa.
It's the Basilica B. Okay. Why this A and the other B?
Basilica A and
Because
B.
this was first excavated, the other. Okay.
Oh.
But chronologically they belong to the same century. B. Because originally it started, it's a Greek word behind. Vasilevs is the king in Greek. Because as Christians we believe to the resurrection, and the resurrection, the light is coming from the east. The big part where we are now, which was also paved with white marble as you see, we call it in Greek Katholikon. Why Katholikon? When you say Catholic, Greek. The Catholic is the religion of everybody. Katholikon is the place for everybody. If you visit churches in big cities like Thessaloniki, the tradition is not kept. The women and the men sit mixed. But if you go in villages,
We are here in the baptistry of Lydia. Oh, very nice. Roses are red. Oh, geranium.
Make a line, the one behind the other. Γεια σας. Αρκετά χρόνια τώρα και εγώ η Έρμη.
chapel, the so-called baptisterio. Okay? Was built much later when Lydia was baptized. Yes, I repeat that. Please make a round of the rosary floor.
Round.
Make a circle.
A circle on this
Don't step on the focus in your mouth.
mosaic.
I want to explain you the second apostolic journey of St. Paul. Here you can understand most of the cards.
One can go.
So, his second apostolic, the vision, the Macedonian, to come and save us. And he took the boat on Thrace. This is the island. And the baptized because the whole body is baptized in the water. Do you remember what they did in the You understand to whom is dedicated the church. We have a standard role icon. For example, this is the altar as you understand, then to the list. Okay. The first is Jesus, the second is always in all the Orthodox churches, St. John the Baptist. First Jesus, second St. John the Baptist, because symbolically he is the one who prepared, opened the way, that's why after Jesus. The first on the left, always Maria, and by the second to the left you can understand to whom
It's Lydia.
the son of the church.
Lydia.
Exactly, and in this case, Lydia. And not only the Greek Orthodox churches, in all the Orthodox churches, in Serbia, in Bulgaria, in Russia, the same thing in Romania. Lydia. Lydia is the icon of the That's why you see the chapel, they do a little there like that.
Done here at Lydia, Saint Lydia, who was a Jew, and she was baptized by Saint Paul here in unsa ni siya nga town? Di ba ni Philippi? No, the name of the place. Lydia was the person, the saint.
Let's say of the ancient Via Ignatia, because the paths remain the same, and the authentic Roman Via Ignatia port is Thessaloniki, university is Thessaloniki, university city is Thessaloniki, but All this in miniature. Thessaloniki has 1.2 million people, Kavala 80,000. But I older than Thessaloniki, Kavala. It has changed 3 names, the city. When it was built, Neapolis. Then Christoupolis, because of the visit of St. Paul, it's dedicated.
To the port in Kavala. Go back to the boat. Roberto going back to the boat, Kapang. Going back to the boat.
Ship. It's not a boat.
I cannot say it, that's why.
Boat is smaller.
That's okay, a big boat. A big boat. Thessaloniki. I love the story, diba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pag na kayo makita.
Katong sa Corinth kay wala namang bukong mo. Pareha na sa katong
Wala nila mag-preserve.
yeah, I don't know. It was about earthquake and so
Swerte ka
isa
na.
na lang wala natin na yun sa Corinth. But it was there. The greatest is love. Isa lang ang Corinth. 1 Corinthians. I think so. I can't even. Hindi ko kasulti pero makasing ko. Yeah.
That for the whole Christianity, for all the Christians, there is also a monastery of Lazaristes, Catholics. So, the famous sign on your right side, the yellow one. Constantinople is 460 kilometers from here, yes. Istanbul. Yes. And the very good, indeed very good restaurants of Kavala. They have fish food. And look how beautiful is the city. This is the old city in front of us.
It's nice.
On your, this is the old city. Yes, it's very nice.
Old city.
And on your left is one of the very good fish restaurant. On your left, fish
Ani-
restaurants, souvenir shop there, yeah, next to it. On your left again, the monument is the Equator,
Medieval.
built in the 16th century by Suleiman the Magnificent, and all the fish restaurants on your left side. And we are coming closer to the port.
And then we're back. We're back.
Oh, come on, take it away.
Feel my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart.
I can tell where the journey was.
When I'm wiser and I'm older, I was lost. Like I carry the weight